really exceeded much beyond 1%. 2000, if I remember correctly, it used to be 0.93%, and now we are talking maybe about 1% only. So going forward, I am personally very bullish about this sector. One, because the growth prospects are good. If India economy continues to grow, and I'm sure it will, I think higher rising incomes per capita income should lead to higher penetration of insurance. And more companies from the general insurance space will get listed. And overall, it's a very attractive sort of a place to be. I think at the age of 50, when people start thinking of retirement, I started thinking of doing a startup again. The reason was that I think, as I said, I felt there is a massive potential in India for insurance. And technology was rapidly changing across the world. So during my time, I was working with Allianz in Germany at that time. And one saw different countries, especially in US and in China, what technology was doing to financial services and general insurance companies to do. And with a couple of my colleagues, we started really discussing as to what a new insurance companies would look like. This was more a theoretical discussion to start with, but we fell in love with the idea and decided to start insurance company. Prem Fairfax was someone I have known for a long time. We had never worked together. But since 2012, every time I meet him, he'll say, "You are wasting time with a big company, you should do something on your own. And we'll work together, we'll back you." And had colleagues here in India also. Whenever I would travel here, they will keep telling me that there is an opportunity for a new insurance company. So that was really how this idea of starting Digit actually came around. When we started, I will also say that it's not that we had a big blueprint ready or had put some numbers. I think we felt that there is a space, we had some broad ideas and really started Digit from that perspective. I'll take you through a short presentation and then after that we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. So I think in terms of the offer, when we look at, we are offering primary capital of about 1125 crores and offering offer for sale is about 5.4 crore shares. The price band is 258 to 272 rupees and offer opens on 15th of May, closes on 17th May. The details of who is selling shares is in the RHP. But almost 100%, not exactly 100%, offer for sale is happening from the holding company, which is the promoter of the general insurance company. And you see all our bankers here on the dais. Before I speak about this slide, I think in insurance, and all of you know that we have to maintain solvency margin, which is a function of the premium which you write. Equivalent in banks is capital adequacy norm. So this capital which we are raising 1125 crores is primarily to be for the solvency ratio. Minimum solvency ratio is 150%, which insurance companies have to maintain. As of December 31st, we are at about 160. With this capital raise, my sense is that after this, as of 31st, we should cross 200% in solvency ratio. So that really is the purpose. From a company's perspective, AUM, cash flow, etc., I think we have enough money to invest either in terms of products or tech or anything. This is primarily for solvency margin. Our premium is roughly about 6,680 crores for 9 months. Market share overall is about 3% and market share in motor is about 6%. We almost have all products now in place. We have issued now more than more than 60,000 partners, claims settled exceed now 17 lakhs as of December. Our AUM is about 15,000 crore. And I just want to maybe take 30 seconds to explain, and I think most of you would know this, but I think for me, one big learning perhaps, I was already working at that time in insurance, was reading Warren Buffett's letter, annual letter to shareholders, I think 1996 or 97, where he had explained the whole concept of how general insurance works and the concept of float, that this is the only business which actually gives you money taken from the customers which you can invest. So in profitability of an insurance company, I think this assets under management plays a very, very important role. And you can see that in about 5 years or so, we have about 15,000 crore roughly of assets set. We already spoke about British being a digital company, so our manual policy issuance is very less. We also showed in the audio how many APIs that we have. APIs are basically interfaces with our distribution partners, their quotations, policy issuance, servicing, in some cases claims, etc. Everything happens through automated way. So this improves your services, this improves your cost, and your ability to scale up with larger partners increases significantly. So I think that is something which was our core philosophy when we started digital. We have a fairly high rate of customer satisfaction. We also showed you social media, and I think social media ratings customers are absolutely neutral, while net promoter score is an internal sort of a matrix which we have where every interaction with the customer for claims or for non-claims, we ask customer to give us a rating, and that is how this NPS has been derived from. In terms of growth rate, I think you have seen the numbers. I wouldn't want to bore you with too many of them, but maybe would like to speak about one ratio in particular here, which is called as retention ratio. In our insurance, general insurance, when we speak about retention, it is premium which we are retaining and not giving to the reinsurers. When we look at it from that perspective, our retention ratio has typically been quite high. Last 9 months, it is 84%, April to December 23, which I think all insurance companies' results are on the website. My sense is this would be amongst the highest retention. And so basic idea of philosophy of digital also is to try and write businesses which we understand and then try and retain them also from as good as possible within digital. Then you have combined ratios, which is a function of loss ratio as well as overall expenses, and you can also see how the combined ratio is moving. And the last is about profitability. All of you know that insurance is a long gestation period. So we achieved a small profit in 23, 9 months, and for 9 months 24, the numbers of about profit was about 129 crores. Here again, I think explaining more in terms of how we have grown in the last 5 or 6 years, basically from the day we really started. And I would give 2 messages here. One is that in Digit we don't really drive business to say this much motive we should have, or this much health we should have, or this should be a line of business mix in 3 years or 5 years. We continuously look at opportunities in the market where we feel we can make some money, and we drive ourselves in a business where a particular line of business or product can increase dramatically and can reduce dramatically. And if you actually see from that perspective, you can say that from 1 year, 21 to 22, our health business had doubled. And it doubled in a year in which data wave had actually started in April. So when everyone was afraid that loss ratio was really going up in case of health insurance, we doubled our market share. You can also look at RHP for the loss ratio. And our loss ratios in health were also good. So this is something which I think is absolutely core to the philosophy of Digit. To us, as I said, all these numbers are from a perspective to say what is our overall market share, what is our market share in each line of business. Is there an opportunity for us to grow somewhere without really having a destination in mind in terms of line of business mix? Assets of management I have spoken about. Again, I would say two messages here. One is that if you look at our yields, our investment yield have been relatively lesser. It has grown well in the 9 months. I would say two reasons. One is our asset allocation is primarily towards fixed income, and we also had less innovation in the earlier years. Now the reinvestment yield is decent, and which is showing in our 9-month investment yield. The net worth, as I said, is roughly about 2,400 crores in 9 months. Total capital raise was roughly about 3,400 crores. All insurance companies have their data published on a quarterly basis on the website. So even from Digit, every quarter data is available on the website. Some of that, only 3 years data is in the RHP. And the solvency I already spoke about, that was about 160%, and that is why the primary capital of 1125 crores is required. Asset allocation, and here again maybe I can say why our asset allocation has been very conservative. First, most fixed income, within fixed income, if you see, it is essentially sovereign, government of India securities or AAA and equivalent. I think long time back, some of the advantages you have when you have been in the sector for a long time is that I remember in 2000, there is a magazine called Business Insurance in the US, and they had on their cover they actually had a beer and they had a cat, and they said a perfect storm, a beer and a cat have come together. So this always plays in the mind since then. And since we are retaining most of the business we write, which means we are taking a lot of underwriting risk, the idea was that till the time we need capital for growth, we should be very conservative in investment. So that was really the philosophy. As our solvency ratio, etc. improves, we will have margin to invest in other than fixed income. So that really is the message. On one side, in insurance, people can say that we retain most of the business. We are a bit aggressive in our underwriting approach. On the other hand, in investment, it is very, very conservative sort of investment philosophy. We also have sector-wise exposure here on the investment sector. I think I spoke about in the video also, we spoke about APIs, etc. But I think this is, within Digit, I would say this perspective, this slide is extremely important. You can actually see what customers are rating us, both on our service and how many reviews we have, what sort of experience we try and give our customers on the app. And if I may request that I would suggest that all of you try and visit our website, godigit.com, try and generate a code for your vehicle or any other product that you want and see what sort of experience we get. And from day one, when we started building Digit, the idea was that if we are able to scale our business, then the platform, our system should be able to handle that. And that again has been something which we continuously drive. One way, again, we try to engage customers is after they buy policies to say, we send them a 2-page, you saw it in the video, what is covered, what is not covered, written in very simple language. And then try to engage them to say, this is what you have bought, this is how you can lodge a claim, what can be, and in our view, for taking daily insurance to every nook and corner of the country. In case of Digit, I would say that it's essentially small agents and PSPs who have taken Digit to almost every single postal code in the country. And we have a very dedicated sort of a channel, everything based on an app. And again, this is something which is a big area for us. This is more in terms of what we do with our different partners, and a lot of self-service we give to our partners. We already have, as I said, as of December, 1900, close to 1900 APIs. And if you see in less than 2 years, they have actually more than doubled. And this is really the reason why our service levels and our ability to scale up is good, and almost 45%, 44.3 to be precise, policies have actually been issued with the various APIs. We also deploy and use a lot of bots. You can see 473 numbers of bots for these various activities which we do. I think I would say personally I have been very lucky that we have a good team. All the people you see on this slide have been there almost from day one in Digit. Only a chief operating officer is where he joined us in January 23. Though in the past we have been colleagues, and all of them, as I said, have been there from almost day one in Digit, which I think is also a good feature why the company has been stable. Here again, additional 4 people who also, all of them have been there from day one and Digit. We have a board of 6 people. I think our CEO, Justine, was supposed to be here. She was traveling, and yesterday I think she had a serious sort of a flu or COVID, whatever, and at about 4 p.m. in the evening she decided to skip. But she couldn't come here. So other than that, we have, besides me and Justine, CEO on the board, we have Chandran, who is a Fairfax nominee. He's CEO of Fairfax India, which is a listed company in Toronto Stock Exchange. Then we have 3 independent directors. Dr. Christoph Marsha, he retired as Group Chief Operating Officer of Allianz globally. He has been, I would say, a techie. He has been a CFO. He has been head of sales in insurance, very, very long career in insurance. Then we have Mr. Berry. Mr. Berry retired as Chairman and Managing Director of New India, very well known name in the general insurance industry. Incidentally, he was also my boss in New India when I started my career. So when I got him, he said, "You still like me to bully you?" So he said, "You haven't forgotten." And I think his contribution has been really, really great in Digit. And then we have Dr. Vandana, who is an independent director also, and she comes from the doctoral field and now involved in some NGO-related healthcare activities in the UP and Uttarakhand. We have a lot of other shareholders besides Fairfax and me. I think the first 3 funds, Fairing Capital, A91 and TVS, came in our first round when we expanded. Later on, we also got Wellington 360 or ex-IFL fund and others who came in later. And obviously, from media's perspective, none of them is as important as Virat and Anushka, so they also came in the first round itself. So that was really a brief presentation. I think this is more a marketing slide. But I would say first is really good. I think since 2021 we first started participating in this Great Place to Work survey. So 4 continuous years. We got good recognition from Asian Insurance, the Insurance Company of the Year. In our 3rd year of restarting business, Digital Insurer of the Year, and some other awards. So that was it from my side. Happy to have any questions. Thank you.